These are the most profitable labor workers in the world. Just over an hour a day at sea, you can catch 100 pounds of bluefin tuna. Every day's catch can be sold to a second trader. They'll cut out a piece of fish to judge the fat content of the fish. Fatty fish will fetch a high price. Making tens of thousands of dollars a day is as easy as an old lady eating a bone. Do you want to do this kind of work? Jack took his team out fishing this morning. They're hoping to catch a third tuna today. Upon arrival at the destination, the first thing they do is catch mackerel as bait. These mackerel are tuna's favorite food, and there is an inexhaustible supply. They soon reach the final bait. Just drop the bait. The tuna came nearby. I just fell for it like I didn't know it, but it didn't feel very raw. They don't know if it's a tuna bite. He pulled it to the surface and found it was a shark. What a joy for nothing. This bait is for the dog. It's bad luck to meet a shark in the morning. But surprisingly, they also saw whales feeding. This is likely to attract tuna. Taylor hasn't had any fish in days. They've only caught one tuna so far. Due to the remote location of the ship, they're the only boat around. It's hard to attract tuna, though, but the presence of tuna nearby might bite their hooks. Tuna schools have regional habits. They usually forage in one place, but it's far away. It usually costs more than $1,000 for fuel. Paul, they don't want to risk all this fishing. It's been a bad year for fish. It takes the captains almost days to catch a fish. Go on like this. They're all likely to lose money this season. Past 8 in the morning. Cook's team is out at sea looking for tuna. There are whales feeding nearby, but there are plenty of competitors. Cook and OTT form an alliance. They tell each other where they are. Now OTT is heading to Cook's location to fish too. Here, dozens of fishing boats circle the whales for food. The goal is to compete for tuna. Soon the probe beeped. They quickly cast the mackerel bait. It just depends on who has the better luck. Otter will serve the fish first. The fishing rod was pulled hard. But here's what surprised me. They pulled the tuna up in no time. After confirming it was tuna, his teammates immediately took harpoons and prepared to attack. Is it that easy to catch a tuna? It took less than 10 minutes to catch the fish, and doesn't look small. They tied the fish's tail with a snare. Everyone howled with excitement. Cook called allies to take the fish. I think he was pretty pissed off, only now to cast the mackerel bait. Maybe it's a little late. The otter team pulls the tuna aboard. It's only 77 inches. Not very big though, but this fish is enough to get you excited. They have caught 3 tuna so far. The team that fished the most. Paul telephoned the captain of the ship nearby. Says there's not even a hair in here. Tyler doesn't know why. Where the hell is the tuna? I'm not the only one who can't catch a fish. There may be some comfort in their hearts. Dave, they got a text. The government allotted them an additional 16 metric tons of quota, which means they can catch more tuna. But the question is not whether quotas are enough. It's a question of tuna fishing. It was a little after 11 a.m. Cook and his crew saw a whale nearby. OTT got his good luck this morning. How should it be your turn now? Teammates quickly drop the mackerel bait. Soon the detector went off. Sure enough, the tuna came nearby. Everyone was waiting nervously. The fishing rod is pulled directly. Whales do bring good luck. The tuna pulls very hard, and the sharks is as weak as a pussy. The sight of tuna under the water excited them. It's supposed to be pretty big. This tuna is right under the water. His team stood ready with their harpoons. I thought I'd get this tuna right away. I didn't expect it to suddenly yank. This can waste a lot of time. We have to wait until the tuna wears off. I waited for more than half an hour. The tuna is finally pulled to the surface. A direct attack with a harpoon. The tuna goes straight down with this shot. Cook's team successfully harvested a bluefin tuna. Jack's team was very jealous when they heard the news. Cook gave Jack the location. Tyler, his brother, and sister finish fishing rods every day. The effort never paid off. Cook pulled the tuna into the boat. This fish is 83 inches. It's a nice big fat fish. Otter and his men have returned to the port to sell fish. When the buyer gets the fish, first, remove a piece of flesh from the fish's tail. Then remove the core of the fish. Only fatty tuna meat. That will sell for a high price. This tuna weighs 272 pounds. The fish is bright red and beautiful. This tuna is just getting fat. There's some fat around the edges of the skin at the corners. The fish core is beautiful too. The buyer offered $19 per unit. The OTT team raked in $5,168. That's a surprising price. Jack and OTT cook their allies. Everyone else caught tuna. He's the only one in the Air Force. As he was packing up his fishing rod, a tuna comes nearby. Finally, it was my turn. The water in the distance looked like rain. I think the sand eels are breathing. This will attract the tuna's attention. The two wait patiently for the tuna to appear. The fishing rod is slowly bent. Pull straight after the hook. Teammate controls the fishing rod. Jack is steering the boat. They move the fishing rod from the stern to the bow. The tuna is in the underwater position. Jack waits for his chance with a harpoon. As soon as the tuna is brought to the surface, Jack will attack him immediately. The two easily harvested a single bluefin tuna. I think I can do it if I do it. They pull the fish up. This is a beautiful head. It's 90 inches long. They've had a lot of luck. The unlucky captain never got anything. They don't like seeing people serving fish all the time. Tyler texted Cook. Tell them to fish where they are. Let's see if their luck holds. When Cook gets the text, he felt that although he was in a position, it was easy to catch fish. But he also realizes that fishing elsewhere is not easy. Paul doesn't think Taylor should have attacked Cook like that. That's a little rude. Tyler was clearly jealous of the amount of fish Cook caught. It's even more embarrassing. No captain responded to Taylor's messages. Attack if you can't catch a fish. It is a little immoral. That's what competition is all about. You can also go fishing in this place. The most important thing is to make money. There's no need to break the peace. Cook returned to the port to sell fish. This is his third tuna, even though they're not big fish. But it's enough. I could get very rich. The tuna weighed 195 pounds. They were happy with the weight. This tuna doesn't have much fat. They haven't put on weight yet, but the fish core is beautiful. The buyer offered $18 per unit. Cook's team raked in $3,510. Substantial cost and low income. No wonder people are jealous of this deal. At 1:51 p.m., Paul was still waiting at sea. I can't even take a nap. I don't even know if the tuna bites me. Paul and Dave are allies. They keep each other informed. Luck is also connected. They were hoping for a tuna bite. Then they haul the tuna back to the port and sell it. Marcia has also been waiting at sea. They have also had very bad luck. Teammates keep dropping new mackerel bait, but the bait is like feeding a dog. There was no gain at all. The detector beeped. Paul's team took note. Everyone wants the hook pulled in front of them, but one tuna is not enough. Paul's team is already responding to the rod. They've been waiting for this tuna for days. If I don't take the bait, I guess Paul and his boys will get moldy when they're soaked in the sea. When they see clearly, it turned out to be a shark. Both of them lost their strength to pull the pole. There's a little bit of luck, but not much. It's like an angler when he's fishing. I thought I had a big catch. I didn't realize it was just a bunch of bras. They're looking exactly like that right now. Jack's team also returned to port. Today they caught a 90-inch fish. After the buyer takes out the fish core, the fish weighed 322 pounds. It's a very nice big fish. Tuna is the right size, and the fat content of fish is visible to the naked eye. The buyer simply offered a price of $19 per unit. Jack's team raked in $6,118. This little boat is really profiteering. You don't have to pay $100 for gas every time you go out. What's the difference between that and picking up money at sea? One fish is enough for him to live on for a month. No wonder tuna fishermen are among the world's most lucrative labor workers. Paul, hi. Dave keeps talking about failures. Said it was the length of a piece of cloth. You know, teaching people how to fail, right? Dave made a recap of his failure. He decided to drive on for a few dozen meters. Maybe we can catch some tuna. It's just this little distance. I can't imagine what it would do. It's the size of a shithole. They cast the mackerel bait again, just waiting for some tuna to come looking for shit. Sure enough, the detector beeped. There are also whales nearby. This must be stable. The fishing rod is pulled directly. They waited a long time for this fish. If you can't catch it, all three of them would probably jump into the sea to feed the sharks. The battle did not last long. The tuna was quickly subdued. Just caught some tuna. Need to drag in the water to cool down. The cooling controls the beauty of the fish core. Fish cores are pretty and fetch high prices. After they pulled the fish out, this fish is 98 inches in size. It's a very nice big fish. Tyler and the boys never got the results. So I'm going to get out of here. It's a bad day. Can't catch a fish. And it angered the other captains. He felt he had accomplished nothing. I'd jump into the sea and die. Dave and they soon returned to the port. They only fish 8 miles from harbor. The cost is very low. To catch a big tuna like this, it's like bending over to pick up rocks. This tuna weighs 372 pounds. This fish is beautiful. It's also rich and fat, and the fish core is perfect. He said a lot of nice things, but only $16 per unit. In the end, Dave and his team only collected $5,952. The buyer will cut the price. And I gave Dave and his guys a broken bone. What surprises do the contestants have in store for us next? Look forward to an update in the next video.